Hi, welcome to Deerfield. I'm going to show you how to dig up and divide a peony. And I just happen to have one right here that is really huge and planted probably 10 years ago. And plus a root is showing. So I'll show you how to dig it up. I'll give you a close-up look. So you can see these are all the little stems from this year that I cut to the ground, and this is a root that's showing. So this one really needs to get dug up because this root's going to dry out, and this one's going to dry out. It's not going to kill the plant, but it's going to hurt it. So we want to dig it up anyways, and it's pretty huge. We'll see how many divisions we can get out of it. So I'll put you back. Okay, it's there. Oh, hold on. Another thing. So, here's how we're going to dig it up. You can see where the roots are. Well, these roots. And you can see where the crown is probably about this big. So, what we want to do is dig as far underneath the crown and get as much roots up as possible. This thing's huge, so we're not going to get everything up, even not nearly everything. But we're going to get enough up so that the new divisions will have plenty of big roots on them, and they'll grow pretty fine when we put it back in the ground for next year. It'll take a couple years for it to start flowering again, probably. Depends how big the roots are, how many eyes they have. If it's got 3 or 4 or 5 eyes, it'll probably flower the next year. And since I'm not going to sell it, that's what I'm shooting for. Oop. You hear it popping. You hear the roots popping in half. I don't know why I'm wearing white pants. Okay, all around. Now I'm going to try and gently pry it out. I'm trying to keep it as intact as possible. I don't want to leave anything in the ground. Okay. Time for a close-up look. All right, let's see if I can flip it over. And there is part of it. And here's the rest of it. So that's what's going on underground, and all these roots are all the food for next year. These white spikes right here, those are gonna be next year's stems that will come up. And now I'm going to go get a wheelbarrow and put all this into my wheelbarrow so I can bring it near my hose and hose it off and get a better look at what's going on. Look at all those. That's all going to be next year. So this one's pretty big. So hold on and we will relocate. Okay, let's spray these off so we can see what we're doing. Here we go. Kind of crazy how these grow together like that. Yeah, I guess that's the best. All right, that's pretty good. Now we're going to cut them apart. And for that, you get the little worm. There's a little worm right there. Hey, buddy. Here. So we went to the garden. I don't want to cut you. Oh, still a little dirt. Let's get some more dirt on. Okay, I forgot something. Be right back. Okay, now that they're all cleaned off, I'm gonna cut these stems off from last year, just because I can. They seem real good. Might as well cut them all the way down. Whoops. Try to leave some roots on there. I don't know if you can see. This is what I'm doing. Don't cut any of these guys. See a lot of eyes on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got a ton of them. Also, we're also going to go like this. Snip off ends of these roots. And that will stimulate them to grow once you plant it back into the ground. I'm just gonna cut them off. It looks like I'm doing a lot. I'm not really. Let's just look at all these. That's all food for next year. So now we'll do this guy. Get that, 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 that. that. It's pretty good. All right. Now I'm going to cut them apart. To do that, I'm going to use a knife, which I just happen to have. Now, you see what I'm doing? Yeah. So, you want to jiggle it first to see if they'll fall apart naturally. This one's not going to. Oops. Well, so that's going to be a 2-eye division. That'll still grow. It'll take a couple of years, but that's enough food for it to survive on. I'd rather get 4 or 5 eyes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That little tiny one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5. So since this one's not coming apart naturally, I'm just going to stick a knife in there and sort of carefully cut it in half. Well, it's kind of like cutting a carrot. Maybe a little bit harder than that. So, just go like that. There we go. Now, it's going to fall apart a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that's a 3-eye division there. Just happened. So what? It'll be fine. That's a 1-eye division, but that's going to grow like crazy. It's got a ton of root on it. So that's going to take a couple of years to get huge again. This one's a monster. So this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyes. That one's 2 eyes. Put these away for a second. This one's not going to grow. It doesn't have any eyes on it. So that one's in the trash. But we still got this one. Oops. This one's even bigger. That was the little one. So in this one we got, let's see if it comes apart. Yeah, so that one's coming apart for me a little bit. That was nice. So that's still a huge division. Look at that. Whoops. I'm gonna plant this right next to this. That might grow, I don't know. It's too bad because that's a huge eye. I'm going to plant this one just the way it is. It's got a ton of eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty giant. I could maybe cut it in half again, but because I don't really care how many of these I get. Just want to replant it anyways. So I'm just going to plant this in the way it is. And I'll be able to cut flowers off that in like 2 years. Now we'll get to this guy. And this one we're just going to cut right in half. Is that a worm? Nope. It's not going to break in half, so we'll cut it in half. I'm just going to go right down the middle. This. It's most of the way there. Let's see what happens here. Okay. A little more. Sorry about the traffic. It's like 2 in the afternoon. Right. I don't want to cut into any of these eyes, and I don't want to break them, so I'm trying to be pretty careful. It's almost coming apart. So I'm just going to try to force it apart. There we go. I'm going to hose this down some more because empty all that out. No, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. Because it's fine. I'm just going to put it right back in the dirt. This one's also going to grow like crazy. So when I plant this, these eyes are only supposed to go 1 or 2 inches below the soil. So just like that is perfect. But you can see they're not all at the same exact place. So I'm going to put it like this and bury it maybe like that. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes they're sort of at different levels. But just try to get most of them like that. This one I'm going to plant just like kind of like that. You can see this one's got all different levels. So I'm going to plant this one at about like that. And these guys will be a little deep, but hopefully in the next couple of years they'll figure out what's going on and kind of move up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe. This one's easy, just got one, so I know how to plant that. This one also has a bunch, so I'm going to plant this one. Yeah, that guy, he's going to grow like mad. So I'm going to plant this one like this, maybe. And it's got some more over here. So you know what? I'm going to cut this again. Because this crown is going to grow huge the way it is right now. So I want it to grow kind of smaller. So this looks like it just has one eye, but it actually has 1, 2, 3. These are little tiny eyes. So they will grow. It's going to take a couple of years though, so I'm going to go right like this. Hopefully not destroy it too much. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Well, it's kind of losing some of his roots, unfortunately. But it's got all these, so it'll be fine. It's going to take a couple of years. I wish it still was connected to this giant piece, because then it would, no, that's not the right one. Anyways, but this one's going to grow big. It's got, this right here is a lot of food. That's a lot of food. Like a lot of the big roots sort of drop. You cut them off anyways, and there I cut an eye in half. That's not great. But as long as I have some root, it'll take them a couple of years to get back. But that's okay, because I have like a bajillion other ones. So now I'm going to dig a hole and plant them. Okay, it's planting time. So that might be in here. This is one of the big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Some little ones here. So I'm gonna plant it so these guys are just below. Now, you don't need to dig really deep because the roots don't go very deep. So that's plenty deep already. In fact, that's like perfect. So I'm gonna dig a little more out because soil is super clay. Look at that. So I'm gonna put some potting soil on the bottom just to give the roots a little head start. I'm going to mix some of the regular dirt back in, break it up good, get this piece with little grass, compost for it, mix it up, and then get some bulb tone, just like a couple of handfuls, that's plenty. That up. Okay. And put it in. Just like that. Actually, like that. Make it so the root sticks that way. That's the long way. And then I'm just going to cover it back up. Make it nice and soft, squishy. Push it down a little bit. That'll do it. Sometimes in the wintertime, if it gets really cold, the frost heave and lift the roots up. So, just in case that happens, I happen to have some wood chips here. They've been sitting around for a year, so they're half rotted already. Just gonna spread those, and that should insulate it. And probably in the springtime, I'll pull some of this away so they're not buried too deep. See where they are, see how everything's going. And that's it. Now I have another peony plant. So I dug up one. That's one planted. 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 more that I can plant. Yay. So I'm gonna have a ton of them pretty soon. Again, just on one little plant. So that's it. And goodbye from Deerfield, USA.